Motorola Moto G30 review.
But before we start, please support us by pressing the like and subscribe buttons, so that we can continue to provide the latest information about gadgets and technology. Also turn on the bell button to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
The famed Moto G has gone double digits this year. Motorola is offering 3 numbered entrants in the lineup to go with the G Stylus, G Power and G Play from January, and we now have the Moto G10, G10 Power and G30. Abandoning continuity in search for diversity, the trio occupies different levels of the mid-range, with the Moto G30 being the highest-specced one. Let's start with that one then. The Moto G30's standout feature in this confusing crowd of phones is the high refresh rate display, moderately high at 90 Hz, but certainly higher than the others. Otherwise, it's not really a head-turner. An LCD with a 720p resolution on a 6.5-inch diagonal is about as pedestrian as they come. You could say the same of the Snapdragon 662, though we prefer to frame it more positively, as a balanced mid-tier performer that's both powerful and frugal, and a noticeable step up from the SD460s of the G10s. The 6.4MP main camera, too, puts the Moto G30 above its immediate family, which top out at 4.8MP. The 8MP ultra-wide appears to be shared with the G10, G10 Power, and the G Stylus, going strictly by the numbers, though there could be nuances to that. In any case, we have a G10 for side-by-side comparisons, all in due time. Motorola Moto G30 specs at a glance. Body, 165.2 by 75.7 by 9.1 mm, 200 grams. Glass front, plastic back, plastic frame, water-repellent design. Display, 6.50 IPS LCD, 90 Hz, 720 by 1600 px resolution, 20:9 aspect ratio, 269 pixels per inch. Chipset, Qualcomm SM6115 Snapdragon 662, 11 nm, octa-core, 4 by 2.0 GHz Cryo 260 Gold and 4 by 1.8 GHz Cryo 260 Silver, Adreno 610. Memory, 64 GB 4 GB RAM, 128 GB 4 GB RAM, 128 GB 6 GB RAM. Micro SD-XC, uses shared SIM slot. OS, software, Android 11. Rear camera. Wide, main, 64MP, f. 1.7, 26mm, 1/1. 97, 0.7 micrometers, PDAF. Ultra-wide angle, 8MP, f. 2.2, 118, 1/4. 0, 1.12 micrometers. Macro, 2MP, f. 2.4. Depth, 2MP, f. 2.4. Front camera, 13MP, f. 2.2. Wide, 1.12 micrometers. Video capture. Rear camera, 1080p at 30/60 fps. Front camera, 1080p at 30 fps. Battery, 5000 mAh, fast charging 20W. MISC. Fingerprint reader, rear-mounted, NFC, FM radio, 3.5mm jack. Other less standout but still feel-good bits on the Moto G30 include the 5000 mAh battery, which, it seems, has quietly become the standard capacity across many segments, and the 20W charging capability. A classic rear-mounted fingerprint sensor is a nice throwback to simpler times, as are the FM radio and headphone jack. Additionally, you'd be getting Android 11 out of the box, which remains something worth pointing out even some 6 months after the OS release. Speaking of that box, Motorola Moto G30 unboxing. The Moto G30 ships in Motorola's default one-piece navy packaging. Inside lies the phone, already in the supplied transparent soft case, protected even before you take it outside of the box. You get a 20-watt charger. Compare that to the 10W1 supplied with the G10, that's rated at 5 volts, 3A, 10V, 2A, and 12 volts, 1.67A. Also included is a USB A to C cable. There is no headset in the bundle, as has been the norm with recent Motos. The Moto G30 has a fairly conventional design, livened up with 2 different color schemes and finishes, and then spiced up with a signature Moto touch. The unit we spent the most time with for this review is in the pastel sky colorway. Naturally, it's not one color but a pearly pool of hues ranging from white through faint pink to lavender. That variant is glossy, and while it does pick up fingerprints, it doesn't really advertise them thanks to the light paint job. The other available color option is called Phantom Black, or Dark Pearl in different regions, and that one substitutes the gloss finish with satin. We'd say it's classier. It, too, plays with light, its hues ranging from petrol green to copper with maybe some magenta in between. Regardless of color and finish, the Moto G30's rear panel is plastic and wraps around the handset's periphery, forming a unibody build with no exposed frame. The glossy pastel sky feels a bit cheap in hand, and while we couldn't compare both units with the same hand on account of them being on opposite ends of the world, we're inclined to give the dark pearl one the nod for more upmarket feel. Neither has the wavy textured back of the Moto G10, and that one is quite unique, if not necessarily posh. The 2 handsets' backs share another common trait, and that is the fingerprint reader. Fitted inside a very slightly recessed circle, the capacitive sensor is covered by the company's bat logo, so it serves for both authentication and as a design accent. Advanced as under-display sensors have become, there is something inherently easy and effortless about just extending your index finger on the back of the phone to touch a plain capacitive sensor. The slow fade-in of the display waking up sort of robs some of the speed, so the perception isn't that of blazing fast unlocking, but it's okay. Another small point we'd like to make is that the sensor doesn't offer much tactile feedback as to its location, so it takes some getting used to. The included case helps a lot with that. The sort of quad camera is grouped in a cluster in the top left corner, and the engineers did manage to fit everything together, even the LED flash. The assembly sticks out by about a millimeter, so it will introduce a slight wobble if you try to type on the phone when it's lying on a table. The included case fixes that, of course. The black camera modules make for a stark contrast against the pale pink cover of the camera island on the pastel sky phone. Again, the alternative paint job looks better, we'd say, with the black on green being a lot less in your face. Both look the same on the front, however. The 6.5-inch display is slightly notched to accommodate the selfie camera, and the earpiece is directly above, behind a mesh. Both this mesh and the top bezel are on the thicker side, even if we account for the Moto's not-so-premium segment.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.